So Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy Holidays if you're listening on that day here on the Transformer Slag podcast. But the holidays don't stop us from covering the news and keeping you educated, entertained, informed, everything going on in our beautiful Transformer world. And we're going to be jumping into some Blokees news today. The Weibo social media page of Blokees put a update of some teasers of their next wave of their super popular Blokees Transformers line. We love these. They are amazing. It is a great communal experience. And we have our very first look of most of the Blokees Transformers Galaxy version Wave 6 Parallel Universe. So this is the Galaxy versions, which are the simplistic kind of 3.5-inch figures that you build like a model kit. And the title for this one is the Parallel Universe. So there's going to be a little bit of a mixture of stuff. Historically, you know, Blokees have really been 84, 85, 86 G1 characters. With their Wave 2, they had their SOS one, which was, I feel it was kind of named after the Dinobots because of the G1 episode SOS Dinobots. And it featured, you know, Dinobots in that one. It kind of gave us our first deviation away from the G1 84, 85, 86 because we got a Shattered Glass Optimus Prime in that wave. Now, granted, I get a feeling it was probably just mostly due to the fact that it's an easy Optimus Prime repaint and it saves them having to do new tooling. But that was technically the first time Blokees Galaxy version strayed away from that G1 hemisphere. And then, of course, with Wave 4, with the fractured space-time, which pretty much that name almost speaks for itself, what we were going to expect. While everyone was G1 in origin, we did have an IDW Tarn in that set mixed in. And to lead some more credence even to that title, they even also had a Nemesis Prime, which really was a post-G1 kind of idea, an e-hobby repaint, and kind of taken a life in itself when it comes to Optimus Primes and doing black repaints afterwards. Really wasn't something that existed in the G1 universe proper back in 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. I could go on and on. And then, of course, Wave 5, we had Transformers 1, which was a theme all onto itself. Again, expected to not have no G1 connection. It's its own continuity. It's almost like a spin-off, if anything, from what Blokees was doing with Galaxy version. Still had the same vibe and everything, but it was, again, only Transformers 1 characters. So with Wave 6, this does feature classic 84, 85 characters, but it also features stuff outside of that because of this parallel universe. It's going to feature Shattered Glass and even a little more IDW. So we're going to start going through this. First, we have the IDW Optimus Prime. This one is actually based on his early IDW Comics version, the Stormbringer miniseries design, which, again, we first saw. That was like the first time we actually saw like a pre-Optimus Prime in his IDW continuity, and that was in 2006. So very interesting that we're getting that version specifically. We got the IDW Megatron. This is his Autobot version that was seen most famously with the Lost Light crew. We first saw this teaser of this figure at the Cybertron Con China a few weeks ago, so this one's not really too big a surprise. We just now know that it's part of this set here. We then get the Shattered Glass Ratchet, which at first glance, much like the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime that came before it, seems like it's just a straight-up repaint of the G1 Ratchet that we got back in Wave 1. But if you look carefully, it seems that there's a new face sculpt on it to give it a little bit of a different vibe for a Shattered Glass interpretation. So that's a nice touch that it's not just a straight-up repaint. Blokees actually just put a little bit of brand new tooling there. So the effort is always appreciated. Then we have a G1 Sunstreaker. Now here we're turning now to 84, 85 G1 characters. G1 Sunstreaker added to the mix to join his brother Sideswipe that we got in Wave 3. So now the pair is together. We got a G1 Wheeljack, another one that was first shown at the Cybertron Con China. Long overdue in my opinion, especially considering we got a bunch of Dinobots. You got to have one half of their creators with that of the G1 Wheeljack. And speaking of Dinobots, we also got the G1 Swoop in Dino Mode. He's not gotten his robot mode figure yet, like the past 3 Dinobots that we've gotten through the various waves, the Grimlock, the Slag, and the Snarl. But more on that in a moment, in my opinion. Again, this was also shown to us at Cybertron Con China, so we're going to be getting a Swoop at some point in Dino Mode. We got a G1 Dirge. It's our first Conehead Seeker here, so no doubt we'll probably see the other two at some point in the future in that of Ramjet and Thrust. And we got a G1 Kickback, also starting off some Insecticons, our first Insecticon here in the Blokees line. I know some people think the reason why they picked Kickback for this set is because he kind of has a connection to IDW Bob, who was Sunstreaker's pet, and since Sunstreaker's also featured in this set and the title is about parallel universes, maybe there's a connection there. I don't know. I've always felt that Bob was just kind of a visual fusion of the three core Insecticons. You know, you have a little bit of Bombshell's face. You got the antennas from Kickback. So I've always kind of felt that he wasn't just one specific character, but I could see what they're getting at in a lot of ways. I could kind of see what their suggestion. And then the last one of the 9 is still unknown, but in my opinion, historically, when we've gotten Dinobots in their alt modes, we also get them in their robot modes in the same wave. We saw that with the past other 3. So it's possible that the 9th figure that we don't have here in the case is probably Swoop in robot mode. I'm just guessing, but that's probably the case. And then, of course, technically the 10th figure, which is going to be our chase figure, usually it's always something that's a metallic repaint of one of the other 9 featured in that case. You get a 1 in 36 chance of that happening. It'll be replacing the vanilla version of that character with a metallic version. So maybe the IDW Optimus Prime now in metallic. Maybe they're going to be really bold and the IDW Megatron will have a Decepticon emblem instead of his Autobot one, but metallic. I don't know. We shall see. It's hard to say with that. I'm thinking probably just maybe an Optimus and metallic. It's probably the easiest way they'll go about it. According to Weibo, these are scheduled to go up for order very, very soon, December 27th, so stay tuned for that. We'll have more info on it as that continues. But that's it, more or less, for the wave. We don't have much else. Probably when we get the in-package images and everything, we'll also know what the chase figure is. So stay tuned for that here on the Transformer Slag podcast. And again, as always, enjoy the holidays with friends and family. And we'll talk to you, as always, in the near future.